Hi, and welcome to Wisdom with Grace Yoga. My name is Sophie, and on this channel, I am your manifesting yogini. Today, I have a full body yoga flow as part of a 5-part series inspired by the book 5 Types of Wealth by Sahil Bloom. In this practice, we will be manifesting mental wealth. In his book, the author defines mental wealth not exactly the same as mental health or behavioral health. Instead, the book suggests rather that the foundation for mental wealth is curiosity, the pillars being purpose, growth, and space. So we will be moving through a full body vinyasa flow, getting curious in our twists. Twists are said to be balancing for the emotions as well as calming to the mind. I advise yoga practices on an empty stomach, especially in a twist-heavy practice like this today. We usually use a couple blocks and a blanket in our yoga practices, and when you're ready, put some music on and let's begin. So we're going to start in a reclined Supta Baddha Konasana, and you might want a couple blocks for this, or if you have anything that can support your knees, pillows or books work also. So the soles of the feet come together and bringing the knees out wide and coming to reclined on your back. So if you'd like a more active pose, you can stay right here. If you want to make this more of a restorative posture, bringing the blocks underneath your knees or thighs. Taking a moment to center and ground. In the book, he writes that one of the pillars of mental wealth is creating time for stillness and silence. So taking a moment now for stillness. Coming into the witness, the observer. Noticing the space around you. Observing how the physical body feels in this posture. And beginning to get curious with the breath. As you inhale, ask yourself, where does the inhale start? Where in the body do you feel that breath begin? And what do you notice and what do you feel in the body as you exhale? Do you begin the breath through the low abdomen, the rib cage, or the chest? What happens when you change the starting point of the breath? So if you're breathing in through the low abdomen, to start, what happens when you breathe in first through the chest? How does that change the quality of the breath? How does it change the exhalation? Do you notice the speed of your breath? What happens when you begin to slow down the breath? Are you able to count the inhalations and exhalations? So begin to count on the inhale. How long are your inhalations? How long is the pause? If there is a pause, how long is that? And how long is the exhalation? If the inhalation or exhalation is shorter than one or the other, what can you do to begin to even those out and create some symmetry? Inhaling for the same count as the exhale. Perhaps the pause also is the same count. For example, inhaling for the count of 4, pause for the count of 4, exhale for the count of 4, and then breathing in once again, creating a triangle, all equal sides, moving in symmetry with the breath. A triangle is an important shape in manifestation as it represents all sides of manifestation, creation, destruction, and preservation. One more equal breath. Samavriti. And then just continue to breathe normal in and out through the nose. If you're using blocks here, just simply move them out of the way. And listen carefully here. We're going to keep the left knee right where it is and just move the right sole of the foot to the earth. The right knee comes to the ceiling. Did you notice a little more relaxation through the left hip as you did that? And from here, drawing the right knee into the chest, interlace the hands over the knee. And from here, we're going to come into a twist, and this can be as deep as you make it. So reaching the right arm to your side in line with the shoulder, keep the shoulders planted and drawing the knee over to the left. So this can just be a small movement, or perhaps you can get quite deep here into the twist, but this is the first twist class. Right foot places on the left knee. And if you want more, the left hand can be used as a weight or make it more of an active twist and release the hand. Perhaps the gaze and the head can gaze over the right hand if that feels wise in your neck. And breathing here. How did the breath change as we add this ring twist to the abdomen? Where do you notice the breath coming in from now? Inhale draws the right knee back to center. And placing the right sole of the foot back down, open the right knee back up, and the left sole of the foot comes to the mat. And just pause here for a moment. And from here, the left knee draws into the chest and over to the right hand side. Placing that left foot perhaps onto the top of the right knee, just lightly, gazing towards the left thumb, and making this twist as deep or as subtle as feels good in your body this morning. And inhale, drawing the knee back to center. Bring both knees into the chest. Give them a squeeze, and we'll start to rock and roll up to seated. So you can use your legs for momentum here, drawing the chin into the chest, and try not to roll onto the head. And we'll pause in our Ardha Navasana boat pose. You can start with the heels on the floor. And we're going to row the boat today. So it will be easiest to keep the heels on the floor for this. Leaning back into our boat, hands at heart center, twisting to the right, and then center and left. For added challenge, you can lift one leg at a time. You can lift both legs. You can straighten the legs. We'll do 10 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 5.5, 83, 10, 9, 6. I didn't know if you know this, yoga teachers can't count. 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. We'll come to an easy seat Sukhasana pose, placing the right foot on top of the left shin if your hips are more open. Otherwise, place the right foot in front of the left shin. And notice here, if you're rounding or leaning back, if that's the case, grab a blanket or a cushion underneath your seat. You should feel those bony sit bones rooted to the earth. And from here, inhale, reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Lengthen here, pressing down through the hips. Lengthen through the base of the spine, ears away from shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, release the right hand to the floor. Left hand reaches overhead into a side bend. Breathing here. Inhale, returning back to center. Find that length once again. Exhale over to the other side. Left hand down, right hand reaches overhead. Inhale, returning back to center. Inhale and exhale, just an active twist. Find that length through the base of the spine and an active twist to the right. So this could be very subtle. Keeping the arms lifted to start. And then just release the arms down and just let them land wherever they go. And then from here, placing the left hand onto the right knee and just gently pressing into that hand to explore the twist a little bit deeper. And then bringing your attention to that right hand. Are you able to walk that right hand a little bit closer to the left hip? Fingertips pointing towards the left hip. Are you able to lengthen a little bit more through the base of the spine and twist a little bit deeper? The head and the gaze is the final part of the twist. So you're trying to look to your right ear, twisting to the right, looking to see if you can find your right ear. From here, perhaps you can walk that right hand a little farther forward and wrap it around and find the left hip crease. Inhale, coming back to center. And we'll just fold forward over the legs, walking yourself forward for a moment. And walking yourself back up. Switch the legs. Are you able to switch without using your hands? If you need to use your hands, that's okay. Just make sure you're scooping underneath and not lifting from the top. That's a habit I'm trying to break. It just moves the hips a little bit better. So staying here in your Sukhasana, we'll come into those side bends once again, reaching the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Exhale over to the left hand side. Inhale back to center and over to the right. Inhale, returning back to center, reaching the fingertips up and just twisting to the left. How far can you go just in your active twist? And then just releasing the hands down. You might notice that one side is a little bit deeper than the other. That is normal. Most of our bodies are not symmetrical. They're not meant to be. And placing the right hand on the left knee, are you able to deepen just a gentle press? And notice here, if you lean back in your twists, see if you can keep the shoulders stacked over the hips and lengthening through the base of the spine. Are you able to walk that hand a little bit closer to the right hip, fingertips forward towards the hip, and bringing the gaze into the twist? From here, are you able to walk the hand to deepen a little bit more and find that left hip crease? Inhale draws your heart back to center and folding forward over the legs. Inhale, coming forward and right back into a downward facing dog. And you might need to kick your blanket out of the way. From your down dog, lifting through the palms of the hands to press the hips away. From here, lift up high onto the balls of the feet, lifting the heels nice and high. Drop the heels over to the right. And the hips will follow. And then back to center and over to the left. The hips are going to also follow to the left. And then returning back to center, step your feet forward to the front of the mat, just small steps, come into a forward fold. Chest, please bring the chest or torso close to the thighs as possible, and you can bend your knees if it doesn't reach. And pressing through the feet, rolling up one vertebrae at a time, coming up to Tadasana mountain pose, lifting through the arches of the feet. Perhaps lift and spread your toes and release them down to the earth, lifting the shoulders up to the ears and draw them down the back. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bow forward over the legs. Ardha Uttanasana, hands to shins or thighs, lifting halfway with a flat back. Exhale, stepping a big step back with the right foot. From here, release the right knee to the floor. Inhale, rising up to your low lunge. From your low lunge, we'll come into an active twist, reaching the fingertips forward, thumb facing up. And inhale, exhale, draw the left hand behind you, reaching the right hand forward. Keep pressing the hips slightly forward and down. From here, reach the right hand forward, reach forward and place the right hand to the floor. The left hand reaches towards the ceiling. Keep reaching the right hip down. From here, place both hands down, tuck the back toe under, and straighten through both legs into a pyramid pose. In a pyramid, the right heel comes to the floor, so both heels to the ground. Both legs are straight, and the left hip draws back as the right hip draws forward, and maybe bringing the nose in the direction of the knee. Inhale. Exhale, walk your hands to the center of the left foot and walk yourself all the way around into a wide-legged forward fold. And moving into a twist from here, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, lifting halfway. Right hand comes to the center, fingertips to the left, and reaching the left hand towards the ceiling. It might not reach all the way to the ceiling. We want to keep the fingers in line with the shoulders, finding the twist from the torso. Inhale. Exhale, release left hand down, fingertips to the right, and twisting open to the right. Releasing both hands down, walk yourself all the way to the back edge of the mat, and step back through to another down dog. From your down dog, inhale forward into a plank, and moving through your vinyasa. I'll do a gentle vinyasa here, placing the knees down, elbows draw towards the feet, and lowering down to your abdomen. Hands drag towards the feet, chest pulls forward. Inhale, rising up just to a baby cobra pose. Exhale, pressing up, right back onto hands and knees, and pressing the hips back into a down dog. From your down dog, walk your feet a few inches forward. And we'll lift once again onto the balls of the feet, dropping the heels over to the right. From here, lifting the right hand up off the floor, reaching for the left shin, twisting open to the left, underneath the left armpit. And then back to center, bringing the heels back to center and over to the left, perhaps lifting the left hand and reaching for the right ankle, or I have the right shin. And then back to center and coming back through to your down dog. Step your feet forward. Small steps or big steps, come to the front of the mat. Inhale, rising up with a flat back. Perhaps a little back bend when you arrive. And exhale, hands through to heart center. Hands by your side to Dasana mountain pose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bow forward over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, big step back with the left foot. How close to the back edge of the mat can you reach that left foot? From here, placing the left knee gently to the floor. Inhale, rising up to your low lunge. Shifting the left hip slightly forward, reaching the fingertips forward. On the exhale, twisting open to the right in your active twist. Right arm draws back, left hand draws forward. Inhale, reaching the right hand forward, releasing the hands on either side of the front foot. If you need to move any anatomy out of the way, then do that. Tuck the back toe under and straighten through both legs. Left foot might need to step forward a little to bring that left heel to the ground, and the left hip draws forward as the right hip draws back into your pyramid. Both legs are as straight as possible here, pressing forward with the right shin and not locking through the knee. From here, walk your hands to the center of the mat. And we'll move into that twisted, wide-legged forward fold. You might need to widen out the feet if that feels nice in your body. And bringing the hands to center. You can bring your hands on blocks if the floor is far away. Right hand to center, fingertips to the left. Reaching the left hand to the ceiling. From here, if you want to add a little bit more of a inner thigh stretch, bend deeply through that left knee. And then straighten through both legs. Bring the left hand down. We'll do that on the other side, reaching the right fingertips up towards the ceiling and bending deeply through the right knee. And coming back to center, walk yourself all the way to the other side of the mat and step back for your vinyasa. You can stay from plank, lowering down halfway or all the way. Inhale, rising up, dragging the hands back towards the feet. Exhale, pressing up and back into your down dog. From your down dog, soften through the knees, gaze towards the front of the mat. Small steps, big steps, or float forward to the front of the mat into your forward fold. From your forward fold, bring the toes together and the heels just a couple finger widths apart. Sit the hips down nice and low as possible. Fingertips to the floor, palms facing up. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. How low can you sit here in your chair? And from your chair pose, lifting just the right heel up off the floor, press through the left foot to straighten the left leg, drawing the right knee into the chest. You can interlace the hands along the right knee. And with the left hand grabbing the knee, right hand reaches behind you into your Shiva twist. Inhale. If you can grab for the outer edge of the right foot and straighten through the right leg, then be my guest. Otherwise, stay right here And release the right foot down. And just pause here for a moment, just to notice the residue of practice thus far. Inhale, circle to sweep the hands up towards the ceiling. Arch back, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step the right foot back, hands to the earth. Left knee over the left ankle. And dropping the right knee gently to the floor. Inhale, rising up to your low lunge. This time bringing the hands to heart center and twisting open to the left. From here, perhaps bringing the right elbow to the right knee, stacking the hands on top of each other and pressing the elbow down into the knee to twist open. So we're not jerking the knee to the side, keeping the left knee right over the ankle. From here, are you able to tuck the back toes under? How does it feel to lift the back knee up off the floor, lifting through the back inner thigh? And we'll move from here right into a 5-pointed star. And from your 5-pointed star, reach the left hand down and the right hand reaches overhead into a nice oblique side bend stretch. Inhale. Exhale, returning back to center and other side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, fold forward over the legs and walk yourself over to the other side of the mat. Stepping back into a down dog. Inhale forward into your plank. Exhale, lower halfway. Keep the head lifted or all the way. Inhale, rising up to cobra or up dog. Exhale, pressing back, down dog. We'll move into a warrior one from here. So you may need to step that left foot a few inches forward, replacing the right hand with the right foot. Inhale, rising up to a warrior one. So in warrior one, they always say the hips square forward here. And you may be able to do that. You may want to widen the feet a little wider to get a little closer, but it is not necessary. You can also make this more of a twist through the torso. Do what feels wise in your body here. And from here, we'll place the hands behind you. Bring the palms together behind you into a reversed namaste. And that looks something like this. You can also bring the fists together, and that's a nice release for the neck. From here, we'll come into our pyramid. So bringing the left hip far forward as you can, the right hip draws back and leaning forward until you feel that stretch on the hamstring of the right leg. If you're not feeling it, then maybe you need to straighten the knee a little bit more. Maybe you need to lengthen a little bit more. Or maybe you're just really bendy and this is more of a strengthener for you, which is totally fine too. Inhale. And exhale, release the hands and come into your pyramid pose. From here, you may need a block underneath your hands. Actually, most of us will, unless you're quite bendy. And bringing from here with the left hand on the block, we're going to come into a revolved Trikonasana. So bring the right thumb to the right hip crease, draw the elbow towards the ceiling, pressing into that hip crease to lengthen through the spine and twisting open to the right. Perhaps you want to play here with revolved half moon. And from that, you would just reach the left hand a little bit farther forward. You can keep it onto a block. Bend softly through the right knee, just coming to the toe of the left foot, or maybe floating that left foot up, perhaps reaching the right hand towards the ceiling. And wherever you are, placing the left foot to meet the right, come into a forward fold. From your forward fold, Utkatasana chair pose, toes together, heels slightly apart. Sit the hips nice and low. Reach the palms forward. How low can you go? From here, lifting just the left heel up off the floor. Find your balance in that right foot. And then lifting the left knee into the chest for your Shiva twist. It's hard to say. And bring the right hand to the right knee, reaching the left hand behind you. If you're feeling fancy today, maybe grab for that foot. Wherever you are, releasing the left foot to meet the right. Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left foot steps back. Release the back knee down. Inhale, rising up to your low lunge. Hands at heart center, twisting to the right. And if it's comfortable for you to twist here, or just a little uncomfortable, is fine too, just no pain. And tucking the back toes under here, are you able to lift the back knee up off the floor? From here, we'll spin yourself all the way into a wide-legged forward fold. Hands to the hips, squeeze the elbows in. Inhale, rising up to center and moving into a goddess squat. And we'll work on our twists from our goddess. So bring the hands to the knees, dropping the right shoulder down, twisting to the left. Inhale, back to center and twisting to the other side. Inhale, back to center, straighten through the legs, reach the arms up. And a nice star pose. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. And walk yourself all the way to the other side of the mat. One final vinyasa of class today. How's your breath doing? And from here, maybe stepping that right foot a few inches forward, replacing the left hand with the left foot, and dropping the right heel down so the right foot is parallel with the back of the mat. And the right hip draws forward and down, forward, and the left hip draws back. Left knee is bent, and you can find that mudra behind your back, bringing the palms together in the reverse namaste, or fists together, pressing the fists together. That can feel like a really nice release. That actually feels great to me right now, to release my upper back. And from here, straighten through the front leg, moving into our pyramid pose. Inhale, lengthen, and hinging forward. Inhale, lengthen, and keep pause here, just halfway down. Keep a nice long spine. Exhale, fold forward over the leg into your pyramid. And if you have a block handy, you may need this now for our revolved Trikonasana triangle pose, bringing the right hand to the block and bringing the left thumb to the left hip crease, pressing back here, inviting some length through the spine, drawing the right hip forward, and perhaps gaze can come to the ceiling if that feels wise in your neck. Always asking yourself if you're doing it because you think you should, or are you doing it because it's in alignment with your body. And if you want to play here with revolved half moon, bending through the left knee, floating the right leg up, perhaps reaching that right hand a little farther forward. And this might just be a small lift with the right leg. It might be a more impressive lift. And perhaps the left hand can come in to reach up towards the ceiling. From here, release the right foot to the left foot, wherever you are, and come into a forward fold. From your forward fold, step back, move into a down dog. Inhale forward onto the toes and come to the left. Come to a side plank just for a moment to drop the left hips down to the earth. And we're going to come into a oblique stretch because we really did work our obliques quite a bit today. So find your balance here, stacking the right foot on top of the left. Right hand is right underneath the shoulder of the left, or a little farther forward. And coming back to center, pressing your way back up into a down dog. And you can just come into that stretch if you want, or you can play with side plank on the right side, dropping the right hip down to the earth. Ooh. Stacking the hips. And one side might be a little tighter than the other. We certainly worked our obliques quite a lot today in these twists. And then bring the torso forward, come to lying on your belly into a Sphinx pose. So bringing the elbows underneath the shoulders, walking the hips back. If you feel an abdomen stretch here, then go ahead and stay right here. Otherwise, you can walk the hands out so they're a little wider than the elbows and press through the floor. And exhale, coming back down. This time, walk the hands a little closer to the shoulders. And inhale, rising up to a cobra. I don't usually teach it this way, but I just wanted to stretch out our abdomens after all those twists. Dropping one hip to the floor and then back to center, dropping the right hip down. And exhale, pressing back into a child's pose. Inhale, coming forward. If there's any other movements or postures you want to get out of practice today, I invite you to take them now. And I also do recommend meditation. I'm not the only one. The author of the book also recommends meditation practice as a stepping stone towards mental wealth. So if you like a digital detox, you can do that on your own, or I have guided meditations in the description below. Thank you so much for joining me today, and namaste.